So, typical icebreaker conversation in a social gathering, in a event, at a friend's house, usually goes like this: What do you do? And people start off saying, hey, I'm a doctor, I'm a school teacher, I'm a CEO, blah, blah, blah. But if somebody asks me the question today, I actually turn around and say, that's not the question to ask. The question to ask is, why do you do? And it rattles people most of the time. It would have rattled me a year ago. It doesn't today. But that's not the point. I'm not here to preach. I'm not a saint. I'm not a philosopher. But it's important to pause and look back. In my case, back, I don't know, 28 years when my journey started on the treadmill of work. We got on it, or I got on it, and I had to stay on the treadmill because that's the only path, that's the what. And as the elevation got higher and I moved up the value chain, the what became who? Who are you? Oh, I'm a director, or I'm a VP, I'm a CEO, whatever the case may be. And there's no opportunity to ask the why. And as we get better, as we get better sprinters on the treadmill, as we're able to go up to different heights, it's almost impossible to jump off the treadmill because you're going to land with a thud. But you can start experimenting as I started doing it. And if that intrigues you, if you want to see how you can continue staying on the treadmill while still trying to figure out an elliptical on the left or a dumbbell on the right, you can do it. And as you start experimenting more, you will be pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. That's a given. Is it going to be hard? Absolutely. Can it be done? Absolutely. The most important thing is if you don't do it, you're at a bigger risk of completely becoming irrelevant. And that's the problem because just to stay on the treadmill as the speed gets ratcheted up, you have no time to think about what else is out there. And this is diversification. So you need to understand what your relevance is in the larger context of the world outside and to be able to experiment with other things. And if you don't do that, you're going to be stuck on this single pony treadmill forever. And at some point, the lights are going to go off and you're going to be thrown off anyway. So if that intrigues you, please continue watching the rest of the short presentation that I have, and I urge you to please fill out the 3 question survey monkey just so I can understand where you're coming from and maybe we can connect and you can be a great candidate to come to the 2-hour workshop that I'm holding in the near future. So with that, okay, let's focus on you. Is this your world? You're outwardly successful yet feel an emptiness inside. Have you become too big to fail with inertia? Increasingly question whose dream you're chasing. And there is no safe space to discuss any of the above questions. Can this be a world instead? You develop an inner compass that anchors you, a framework to constantly experiment with yourself. You start small and taste many successes, and by doing so, you are actually able to inspire others in your network with your initiative, even though you're still discovering as you go. How is it even possible to go from here to there? It is by starting small, by keeping your job and still beginning to experiment, by incorporating the framework into your daily routine. And along the way, you gradually start realizing your why, aka your anchor. You can join the session and see what others have done, the framework they've used, the imposters they battled, and learn from their stories to craft your own in pursuit of purpose. I'm not going to go through this, but this is my life journey, and we'll go through this in detail because there's a lot of learnings from here, failures more than successes, but it's a great learning experience. So, what's in it for you? A 2-hour intro workshop with 10 participants. What is expected of you? An open mind and a desire to change. What does it cost? Just $250. Not a whole lot. See, I'm a good sales guy, haven't I?
And ultimately, if you go to that link and use the QR code if you want, it's just a short 3 question survey that allows me to understand where you're coming from. You and me then have a chat on the phone, and everything going okay, would love to have you at the 2 hour workshop where we'll delve into a lot more detail. All right, thank you.